This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video.
Oh, hey everybody. So obviously I've been on break for the last couple of days, but I thought I would stop in real quick to do a quick video because a little while ago, the Trump DOJ has finally begun to release the Epstein files. Now, today was supposed to be the deadline where they release everything, but apparently the DOJ is claiming, oh, sorry, we ran out of time, so we can't release everything right now, which is just really I'm glad we're finally starting to get some kind of files released on this front. But are you kidding me? You can't release all the files right now? Yeah, that's what they're claiming. They're saying some of the files are taking a lot longer, which is weird because they've had this for what? Years now? And you could say, well, they didn't really have the files until a couple months ago. Okay, fine. But still, they should have known at some point these files were getting released. They had to know something. But either way, they've begun to release hundreds of thousands of files, and you yourself can look it up right now. It's on the DOJ's website. You can see what's in the files. Now, obviously, with being released like 5 minutes ago, we don't really know what's in it because we're talking about hundreds of thousands of files. There's a lot of nonsense in there, a lot of just images of stuff that, not bad stuff, but just random pictures and stuff. There's stuff of gibberish. There's stuff in it that people have to sort through. So it's going to take a while. We're talking with so many pages of documents. It's going to take a while before people begin to really understand what was released. And again, you go on the DOJ's website right now. You can see it right here, the Epstein Files Transparency Act. They have 4 data sets, I believe. Yeah, they have 4 right now. There's going to be more, I'm guessing. That's what they're saying, which again, that's the issue people have. You have a set deadline. You've known about this for a month now, that this act was going to pass, if not a lot longer, because it was gaining momentum even before Trump said yes. And Trump's been, telling the DOJ release some stuff. So they had to sort something out. The fact that they're still playing this game is just ridiculous. And it's going to hurt Trump. Now, I'm not saying that the files being released is a negative. I'm not. But the way that's being handled is the issue. Again, I'm not saying Trump's involved or whatever. I'm not one of those conspiracy people like that. But seriously, when you keep saying 1 minute the files are real and it's on Pam Bonnie's desk, and the next second you say, sorry, there's nothing here, that's the problem people have. Not with Trump himself, but just like, hey, are you covering this up? Because that's what it kind of seems like is going on. So yeah, they've begun to finally release some of these files. They're in data sets. We're talking about a bunch of pages, but I can already tell that some people are going to be pretty upset by this because there are redactions. Now, even before this stuff was a big issue, 90% of people with half a brain would understand, okay, with a case like this, you have to redact some stuff. That's just common sense. There's some stuff that, quite frankly, nobody wants to see for obvious reasons. There's certain pictures you don't want to see. We all know what we're talking about. That's common sense. Even the Thomas Massey's of the world, they should understand that. Again, some are going to complain about that, but still, it's like, that's one thing. There's victim names you can't have. That's a different story. But here's the problem. And again, I've only looked at a few files. I just picked the random files to make a point. So the redactions are expected for victim names, for certain stuff that's obvious. But what's this? This is just an example. So this is a random thing I found. It's kind of like some kind of photo lineup or something. It's just strange because right here you can see Mr. Epstein. His face, of course, not censored, but the other ones are. And yet at the same time, his name, I guess, is censored, which is strange. Like, why is that censored? That just looks like a number 5. But that's the issue with what we're noticing right away. There's some random stuff that's just redacted. And people are going to think, what are they hiding? And we can keep going. This one right here, this is some kind of fax activity log. I believe this is from the Palm Beach police. I don't know for sure. It does say that, so that's probably what it is. But they censored a lot of stuff. They redacted basically everything. All these identification stuff, it's all redacted. But oddly enough, the ones that didn't redact are either there's nothing on it or it's FISA, which is strange because why is FISA involved with this? Could this be like a misunderstanding? This is a different type of FISA? Maybe, but it just seems strange. It's just random redactions like that. Same thing up here. Like underneath Palm Beach Police, there's a random redaction just sitting there. Why? Again, part of it, some stuff you have to redact. I get that. It just seems kind of random. You can keep going. This one right here, another random document. There's a bunch of stuff just censored in it. And we're not talking about a few words. Look at this. There are full pages just gone. They're all blacked out. Nobody can see anything. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that's blacked out as well. What is this? It just keeps going. We're talking about like 20 pages just completely blacked out. And that's not even the most egregious one because at least you could kind of guess what this is for. This is apparently the FBI in Philly, which is strange. Why is Philly involved? Who knows? But it gets even worse. Just look at this. Apparently these are like call details, which again, why is this included? I don't know, because it may not even be for Epstein. Apparently it's for some kind of police department. It's nothing but censored crap. It just keeps going. But the most egregious example that I've found as of now is this one. This is real. This is 55 pages of nothing. This is one of the documents they released. Do you see the problem? There is nothing here. There is absolutely nothing shown. Again, some stuff has to be redacted. We get that. But what does this sound? What does this look like to you? It looks like they're covering up something. Why even release these files? If you're just going to redact everything, just don't release it. It's simple as that, because now people are going to think, oh, what's in these files? Why are they all redacted? It's every page. And it keeps going. Another one, same thing. All we get is grand jury, New York. 119 pages of nothing. It just keeps going. There is nothing, not any kind of hint. It just blacked out. Everything's blacked out. I guarantee you could go even further and you'll find even more stuff. That's the issue here. It's not that there's stuff redacted. That's one thing. That's just common sense. Some stuff can't be shown. But when it's every single document for some of the PDFs, what does it look like they're doing? It looks like they're covering up God knows what. Why is Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche still here? Why? This is incompetence to the highest degree. Some stuff has to be redacted. Some stuff was already redacted. We get that. We understand that. That's one thing. But you're telling me you have full documents of just redactions. There's those memes going around saying they're just going to redact everything. That's not supposed to be a real thing. It's supposed to be a redaction here, redaction there, whatever, small redactions everywhere. Not the entire page is just gone. And there's nothing to know what it's about. Maybe it's one of those things we're not supposed to see. I don't know. But it looks bad. When you do stuff like this, it's a bad look. It's a bad look for the DOJ. It's a joke. It's really personifying the meme of, well, they're going to black out everything. They did. There's some stuff here and there. There's some images they didn't redact. It's like, okay, but here's a full 119 pages of just redactions. Nothing, not even a single word except grand jury, New York. So that could mean a lot of stuff. Is it stuff that cannot be unredacted for good reason? We don't know. So the more you look into it, this whole thing is just, it's going to upset a lot of people. I already can tell a lot of people will be upset about this because when you see 119 pages of nothing, just pitch black, yeah, pitch black for everything, makes you really wonder what's going on here. Why are they doing this? Could it be a mistake? Maybe. Maybe it's a complete misunderstanding. Maybe it's some of the stuff we can't see for obvious reasons. Like, that's one thing, but they don't tell you. They don't tell you what has to be fully redacted or not. They just say, oh, this random document right here, it's fully redacted. No reason given. It's just redaction, redaction, redaction. Every page, hundreds of pages fully redacted. That's even worse than expected. I was thinking they're going to redact some stuff and just not release some of the really bad stuff. But to just black out every single page like this, not a good look. Again, maybe that's one of those things where I was hinting at earlier, we're not allowed to see it for good reason. But you got to tell people. You can't just release this in the wild and say, well, look into it, have fun, we'll see you never. Because that's where the conspiracy crap starts. That's when people begin to think everything's fake, all the documents are fake, it's all blacked out, and they're not wrong. It's just so much random stuff, and it's just these documents, again, some of this stuff makes sense, like, yeah, you know what, some of these might be victims, sure, whatever, but you have to black out Epstein's name. Really? You have to black out Epstein's name. We all know who that is. That's how the conspiracy stuff really gets going. So yeah, I just wanted to catch up with everybody, talk about the Epstein files that were just released, because my gosh, this is even more pathetic than I thought. I thought if they're gonna do redactions, it would be like this, where you can't see, you can kind of guess what this is. These are victims probably, but outside of that, you can't see who it is exactly, okay? But not this or this, where you see nothing. So we'll see what the DOJ has to say. They're gonna probably make up some bullshit excuse that, oh, it's national security, which again, that would raise more questions than answer, but we shall see. Anyways, folks, I think that's kind of it. There's a lot of documents to go through. I honestly don't have the courage to go through all these documents because I can already tell there's gonna be hundreds of thousands of documents just blacked out. You can't see anything. You could see one word. If you're lucky, you could see one word. But yeah, people are gonna look through it to see what's really going on here. There are a bunch of documents we haven't seen yet. Obviously, I'm not gone through every single document. I've gone through like 10. And most of it's been the same so far, just random stuff or it's just blacked out. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video stream or wherever you see me at. Godspeed to all of you.